Stop right there. Put the grammar book away for a second. I want you to imagine a high-stakes scenario. You are in a job interview, or maybe you are negotiating a big deal with a native speaker. You want to say that you are going to buy a house next year, but then that terrible hesitation hits your brain like a brick. Do you say, I will buy a house? Or do you say, I would buy a house? They look almost identical on paper, right? Just a few letters different. But let me tell you a secret. For a native speaker, the difference between these two sentences is not grammar. It is the difference between actually holding the keys in your hand versus just dreaming about it on your sofa while eating pizza. One is reality, the other is pure fantasy. Students mess this up every single day. They use will when they are not sure and they sound arrogant or aggressive. Or even worse, they use would when they actually have a solid plan and they sound weak, insecure, and unsure of themselves. Today, we are going to fix your future tone forever. I am not going to give you a boring table of verbs to memorize. I am going to show you the logic of the two boxes. By the end of this video, you will never hesitate between reality and imagination again. Let's build this logic right now. Most traditional schools in those dusty grammar books teach you a lie. They tell you that would is just the past tense of will, or they start talking about conditional type 2 and confuse you with complex mathematical formulas. Forget all of that right now. That definition is exactly why you freeze when you try to speak. You are trying to do equations about time in your head while the other person is waiting for an answer. The myth is that these words are primarily about time. They are not. They are about certainty and attitude. Think about it logically. If I say, I would help you tomorrow, I am clearly talking about the future, not the past. So the past tense rule is completely useless here. It actually breaks the logic. We need to stop looking at calendars and start looking at contracts. When you say, I will, you are signing a contract with the universe. It is 100% going to happen. It's a straight, unbreakable line from you to the action. It is aggressive and real. But would? Would is the king of the imaginary world. It describes a parallel universe. It is the word of dreamers, excusers, and people who are imagining a different life. If you treat them just as verb tenses, you will always sound like a robot. We need to understand the intention behind the word. Let's visualize this so you never forget it. I want you to imagine two distinct boxes sitting right in front of you. Box number 1 is heavy, gray, and made of solid steel. This is the concrete box. Inside this box, everything is solid reality. Here lives will. If I say, I will call you, there is no doubt involved. It's a promise. Nothing stops it. It's a straight, unbreakable line from me to you. It stands alone and needs no help. It is independent. Now look at box number 2. This is the cloud box. It floats in the air. It changes shape. It's not solid. Here lives would. I would call you, but wait. Do you feel that the sentence feels incomplete? That is the secret signal. Would always implies a condition, a hidden barrier. I would call you if I had my phone. I would buy that car if I had the money. See? Would is dependent. It implies a condition even if you don't say that if out loud. Will is independent. It stands on its own 2 feet. Would is dependent. It needs a crutch to walk. So before you speak, ask yourself, am I standing on the concrete of reality or am I floating in the cloud of imagination? If there is a hidden if in your head, you must use would. It's that simple. Here's the twist that makes you sound sophisticated and not just like a basic robot. We use the cloud box, would, to be polite. Why? Because reality, will, can sometimes be too aggressive or demanding. If I look at you and say, "Will you help me?" I am demanding a prediction of the future. I am putting you in the concrete box. It's direct. It implies that you must know the answer now. It feels like an order. But if I say, "Would you help me?" I am putting us in that soft, imaginary world. Technically, I'm asking, in a hypothetical world where you are nice and have time, is this possible? It creates a safe space. It gives you an exit door if you want to say no. So here's the rule. Use will for your own plans and strong promises, but use would when you are inviting someone or asking for a favor. Do not mix the boxes socially. If you invite a girl or boy with "Will you like to have dinner?" you are forcing them to predict their future feelings. It's weird. "Would you like to have dinner?" invites them into the dream. It's charming. Master the cloud box for people and the concrete box for goals. Now, I need to be brutally honest with you. For many of you watching this, the problem isn't that you don't know the translation. The real problem is deeper. You are afraid to commit. I hear students using would all the time simply because they are insecure about their English level. They say things like, "I would like to try," or "I would go there." They use the cloud box as a shield. They hide there because if they make a mistake, oh, it was just hypothetical. Stop living in the cloud box. If you have a real plan, you must use will. Own your English. Be assertive. When you speak with certainty, people listen to you differently. They trust you more. Don't hide behind the would. If you are really going to study English in 2026, don't look at me and say, "I would like to become fluent." That is weak. That is a wish, not a plan. Look in the mirror and say, "I will become fluent." Feel the difference in your chest? You need to shift your mindset from a dreamer, would, to a doer, will, simply by changing one modal verb. The universe responds to certainty, not to hesitation. So, are you ready to make a contract with yourself right now? So, here's the big question for you today. Are you a dreamer living in the cloud box, or are you a doer building your life in the concrete box? I want to see your commitment right now. I am challenging you to leave a public contract in the comments below. I do not want to see any "I would" sentences down there. Leave the would for when you are ordering coffee or being polite to your grandma. Here, in this community, we build reality. I want you to write one sentence starting with, "In 2026, I will." Finish that sentence with your biggest goal for this year. I will speak fluent English. I will get that promotion. I will travel to London. Declare it to the universe. Put it in the concrete box. Writing it down makes it real. And if this video clarified the logic for you, smash that like button so this channel will grow and reach more people who are stuck in grammar traps. Subscribing is not a would, it's a must if you want to master English logic. I would stay here talking to you all day because I love it, but I will go now to start producing the next lesson. Remember, context over grammar. See you in the next video.